Hi everybody. So later today is going to be the Jan video that I filmed yesterday. I will post that later today, if not already. I haven't decided yet what order. I wanted to talk to you guys about a iPhone video that I saw of the All Winners season. Now, all winners means every single winner would be invited back, whether they would take that or not. I'm hoping that it will be 10 queens, as some of them have said not to return. Let me give my opinions, even though nobody asked for them. Starting with Bibi Zahara Benet, it has been said that she's not interested in doing All-Stars or an All-Winners season. She did All-Stars 3. And in All-Stars 3 she did good, but I really don't think that she needs to be back. If you want to watch a season with Bibi on it, go to All-Stars 3 and watch All-Stars 3. You will get to see a lot of her there. A lot of her personality, a lot of everything like that. Tyra. Tyra obviously is not going to be on this season. I would not recommend her or James be anywhere involved in Drag Race again because of his well-being as well as the well-being of the fans. We do not want to add fuel to that fire, which is the hate of Tyra Sanchez. Also, Tyra Sanchez has publicly retired. James has gone on to live his life. We should respect his wishes and let them be. Also, Rue does not like Tyra. So, obviously, that's 2 down the drain. Raja has been rumored to be on. Now, if Raven had won Season 2 and was on All-Stars and was on the race, I feel like there would be a lot of... It would be like if Kimchi and Naomi were on the same race. It's gonna take a lot to pry them apart. So I'm sort of glad that Raven did not win, just because if she and Raja were on the same season, Fashion Photo Review would probably not be the same. But I would love to see a Raja versus Raven lip sync. If any of you guys want to contact them and do that, that would be swell. But Raja has been sort of implied to be on, and once I kind of release the people who have said yes to be on, I feel like there's probably either going to be 10 or 12, depending on 2 of which may or may not be on. I will tell you. Sharon Needles has been problematic, so obviously, just like Fifi, or Jeremy, she does not need to be on, as well as Chad Michaels has publicly announced that she does not want to be on a Drag Race anymore. Sparking a question from me, after you win All-Stars, obviously, you want to share your talent with the world, but I think that in terms of All-Stars, after Chad won, she kind of just peaced out. Like, yeah, peace, guys. Which is kind of a dick move to do, but at the same time, I totally get it. Chad needs to be... If she won, she does not need to... Now, if Chanel wants to be on an All-Star season, I'm not going to stop her. In fact, I think that she needs to be on an All-Star season because a lot of people are forgetting Chanel. They only really remember Raven, Chad, and Jujubee from All-Stars 1, and that's not okay. We need to remember Chanel. Jinx Monsoon has publicly said that she would love to be on it, so I'm excited that she has said yes. So, if we're keeping a list here, Raja and Jinx are sort of in the roster. Now, it will be non-confirmed until the actual cast list comes out who they are actually going to be, but those 2, just keep them in mind. I'm sorry, excuse me. Bianca Del Rio. Now, I would love to see Bianca Del Rio win. again, because, well, she needs to, but I doubt very seriously that she will be on. She kind of has been rumored, so I'm going to put her on the list, but either it's going to be 10 and she's not going to be one of them, or if it's 12, she will be. I'm going to stick with 10, so I'm actually not going to put her on the list as of yet. But we get to go into Violet Chachki. Violet and Bob have both said yes, so there are 4 people who you can slap onto the thing. So Violet has expressed interest, Bob has expressed interest. Also expressing interest is Alaska. Put her on. There are 5 out of 10 people that are on there. Raja, Jinx, Violet, Bob, and Alaska. Others who have said no have been Sasha, which, come on, Sasha, you won season 9. I mean, come on. You bullied Peppermint out of her, you didn't bully her. Peppermint lost to you. Peppermint would have said yes. Peppermint would have gone on. Come on, go on. As you can tell, I kind of have some resentment against Sasha, and it's no offense to her. I love Sasha. It's just you won Drag Race season 9, and when an all-winner season comes, I can respect Bianca Del Rio and Chad Michaels, but Sasha needs to come back on. I don't understand fully why she won when Peppermint was really, really good, as well as Shea Coulee, but she beat Shea Coulee fair and square. But Peppermint should have won season 9, and Sasha, no. But Peppermint and Sasha, that's a different story. Sasha Velour needs to be back on, but she's not going to be. Another one that said no was Trixie, which I don't blame her, and I'll get more into that when I talk about Priyanka and when I talk more about Priyanka. Season 10's winner Aquaria has kind of been like maybe, but also I don't know. But Trinity and Monet, so that's 6 and 7. We have 3 more to go to fill up the cast list. Now, obviously, the Vivienne has said yes. So that's 8 people out of 10. Now, the last 2 that I would kind of put down would be Shea and Jada. I feel like both of them would be on an all-winner season. Though Evie is also a prime candidate. So it might be Evie and Shea, or Evie and Jada, but Evie probably will say yes. Because if you look at the other drag things, Evie has been a major part of that this past year, so I feel like she's one of Ru's favorites. And so let's talk about Priyanka, and even though I don't really know a lot about Thailand or Holland, since I didn't watch Holland's Drag Race, I'm sorry, Envy. I loved all of the looks, Chelsea, all of them, Rome, I'm sorry. I just didn't have the time to watch when it was available, so I did not watch that, and I apologize. However, let's talk about why I don't really feel like Priyanka and Trixie would make... I just think they're too scared. Trixie won on a technicality that she got picked with Kennedy, when really Shangela should have won. So that mixed with the fact that Trixie kind of would be like out of place in all of these other winners. I mean, like, when you think of winners of Drag Race, the first one that comes to my mind is Bianca, only seconded by Jinx and Jada. So Trixie isn't even in the top 3. Trixie really wasn't a winner until she was crowned. it was kind of like she didn't win all these challenges. She didn't do that well in challenges, but then she won the crown. Priyanka, I also feel like would be a little bit more timid and would be an early out, which is the reason that I would say not to add her in, because Priyanka, unlike Rita and Scarlett, who I think could hold their own, Priyanka kind of was like a little bit scared and not really willing to go far above and beyond. And as a winner, you have to be confident in yourself. You can have moments of weakness. Don't get me wrong. Like, if Bianca had shown a little bit of weakness and not have been the Terminator, maybe broke down and cried some, she'd be a lot more sympathetic and I could relate to her a little bit more. Same with Violet. You know, you don't want to be Terminator, but you also don't want to be the Sarah Paulson in American Horror Story Hotel. Kind of sad. So you have to draw that balance, and I think that Priyanka would and Trixie are too much like on this end of the spectrum. I would rather much prefer them be the Terminator and be focused and determined and this is what I am doing and I am a robot, rather than just a weeping mess. Because like Farrah, if you cry all the time, you're not going to get to where you need to be. But you need to have a heart. You can't be full Tin Man. You need to have a heart. Which some of these queens that won, I did not see that much heart come out of. Alaska was one. I have a lot of issues with Relaska Talks in general. My favorite Relaska Talks member is Detox, followed by Roxy, and then Alaska. And here's the reason why. And this is still on the topic, so this will just be called the all winner season. Alaska was too whiny and too, not very nice. If we had taken Katya, for example, and given her the crown, I don't know, I would have much more respected Katya as a winner than I did Alaska. Alaska, we knew she was going to win the second that she walked out on the runway. It wasn't that difficult. And she only really cried when she was almost sent home. So I feel like Alaska is going to go far in this season. I don't think that she's going to win. Definitely most likely top 4. And if she does win, I'll be shocked, because as Alyssa Edwards has said, it would be Rigor Morris. And the lighting right here is trash. We're back. Alyssa Edwards has said that it would be Rigor Morris if Alaska wins again. In fact, she didn't say that, but I'm using her words. It would be like All Stars 2 again, where it would just be the Alaska show, and I really think that Jinx Monsoon and all these other queens have a really good chance of winning without Alaska barging in on them. I do think that she's going to make top 4, and I think a lot of people are going to be tired of her by the time top 4 comes, so that when she loses, it's going to be like, okay. And if she wins, and we're going to have a nation divided. People are going to be like, Alaska winning again, good, she deserved it, she's a workhorse, which I kind of agree with. And then there's the other side of Alaska's, like, her outfit sometimes garbage. And I'm leaning in the middle. I don't hate Alaska, but yet I also have talked shit about her the entire. As you can tell, Priyanka is sending her geese out to get me. But the the point still stands. If Alaska wins, there's going to be a couple of people that don't like that. There's going to be a couple of people who don't like whoever wins, period. I know there was a lot of Gigi Good stands or Crystal Method stands that hated that Jada won. And to that I have to say, I was not rooting for Team Jada. I was rooting for Team Trade of the Season Jackie Cox. However, looking at Jada's stats and who won, I'm glad that she won out of the other two because, frankly, Gigi was just way too regal and not at all like she was the Alaska of the season. Everybody was betting on her to win. She kept on winning challenges. Rob Jan, my Jan drawing kind of shows that. We do not need her to win. And Crystal had only won one challenge, and let's be frank, even though she should have won the makeover challenge and Jada did anyway, Jada deserved the win more than any of these other queens. Also, I think in the top four is probably going to be Jinx Monsoon and Bob the Drag Queen. I feel like both of them are going to be workhorses. They're going to be winning a lot of challenges. They're going to be really funny. Now, in terms of the last top four member, I'm thinking it will most likely be Trinity the Tuck or probably either her or Raja. I don't see Violet making it all the way. I don't see Monet making it all the way, and here's the reason being. Monet, I've mentioned this in a couple of comments, especially on the clapback thing. People were wondering why this person was winning, and if Shay's in the thing, she's obviously going to be in the top four. But the with All Stars, starting after All Stars 2, because even though Katya should have won All Stars 2, we're not gonna go through with that. We're gonna start with All Stars 3. First off, we all know Shangela should have won All Stars 3. That is the fact. Trixie, even though she did okay, should not have won All Stars 3. It should have been Shangela. And if Shangela won All Stars 3, Trinity could have just taken All Stars 4 by the horns and won it. No shade to Monet, but I feel like Monet's win, she won, and she was good All Stars 4, but I feel like her win really was primarily one of the only reasons that she did win was because of the fact that Rue was getting all these hate things to diversify the Hall of Fame. And I think that if Shangela had won, Trinity could have won All Stars 4, and then the double crowning could have taken place between Jujubee and Shay. Now, the reason I didn't mention Miss Cracker into that is, think about it. Cracker was on season 10. Shay won 4 challenges, and I know that in All Stars 5 that really didn't matter, but Shay was going to win no matter what. This was Juju's 3rd time back. I feel like if they did the double crowning, it should have gone between Juju and Shay, and that would have probably meant that Juju and Shay were both golden girls throughout. We could have finally gotten Jujubee's win that she's worked hard for all these years. Cracker could have sucked it up and gone, you know what, I'm going to be back for All-Stars season. I'm going to say 7, because at this point, Ginger Minj is coming back from All-Stars 2. Anything can happen. So if they want to bring Miss Cracker back, fucking let them. If they bring Jujubee back, Jujubee will win. Just saying. It's the same thing with Raven. If they brought Raven back, Raven would win. I don't think that Rue would let Raven leave without a crown. But that's a story for another day. So, now, I've talked about it. I'm going to post this video, and then I'm going to post the Drawing Jan video. Leave a comment in that video on who you would want me to draw next, as well as what sort of things would you like me to talk about in that next drawing. Love you guys.